Many of you recently reported water problems that don't have to do with drainage, but rather water that flows all the time.
Our Jacqueline Quinn checked out some of the trouble spots you've noticed and has much more now on all the water the city could be losing.
People say that drainage is a huge issue all across the city, and they say that what doesn't help are some of the leaking hydrants and in some places water that's just coming up from the ground. So we're going to go to some of those places and take a look. Our first location is in Navarre near Kenilworth and Louisville. Water from somewhere is making the ground muddy. You can see that, it's really hard for people to get through. It looks like many people are driving on that sidewalk to make it across to this street. From there, we take a trip to the French Quarter to a familiar spot. We've been to the fountain outside of Mataz's Market several times in the last 8 months. The owner has put a bucket underneath this fire hydrant to catch some of the water, but if you look around, you can see the algae that's been building up around it. Meanwhile, that water continues to trickle down the street. Now off to Broad to a pump station. You can see the leak start from the top. It drips down, hits some part of the pavement and also the grass. We can make one more stop before the clock ticks an hour. This is near Magazine in Washington. The water seems to be coming from a crack underneath the road. Now, the most recent record we could find of unaccounted water came from a Sewerage and Water Board operations report back in 2015. It found 36.5 billion gallons of water went toward unmetered usage, but it doesn't say how much of that comes from losses such as leaks.
Crossing the street, it gets me wet, and the cars pass.
And for now, this leaves some wondering if they'll ever see a dry day. In New Orleans, Jacqueline Quinn, Eyewitness News.
We reached out to the Sewerage and Water Board, and they told us it takes more than a day to research each of these trouble spots. They'll be updating us later, and we hope to share that information with you soon.